Thank you. Thank you very much for coming, those of you who are with us here in our Sunday morning studio, and also those of you who have joined us on the web. We called this later on Sunday morning, but it's already too late. It is just past noon, which means that it is already this afternoon. This is a problem of broadcasting, at least in this time zone. One of the problems about broadcasting across time zones is that what you say is true may not be true just moments ago. So anyway, but I have to say that late night has the same problem on NBC, because by the time we in this time zone see late night as it is being done, it is already the following morning at precisely 12:37 a.m. So it should really be called early tomorrow morning. But but in any event, it is. I have to say that of all of the people, we've only done this twice before, and we only do it when there's a special occasion where we think there's an opportunity to do something that will be special. And since our friend and colleague Russ Mitchell had a piece this morning on Sunday morning with Jimmy Fallon, we thought this is a pretty good opportunity. And so we let it be known a couple of weeks ago that this would happen. And you 130 or so folks who are here with us are among thousands of people who would like to have been here. And there's a reason for that. Almost everybody I know in this business got into it in the first place because we thought it would be fun. It would be enjoyable. It would be interesting, and we could do useful work, but that was the main thing, is that it would be something that we would get pleasure out of ourselves. And it seems to me that there's nobody in this business who enjoys what he does, has as much fun, and in the process gives his audience as much fun as Jimmy Fallon. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce my esteemed CBS News colleague, Russ Mitchell, and the man we'd all love to be, Jimmy Fallon.
Come on. Charles Osgood, come on. Are you kidding me? I gotta say, this is pretty amazing being here this morning. I love the show so much. CBS Sunday Morning is one of my favorite shows on the face. It's like, besides my show, this is the show I want. And I love the bow ties. I love everything about you. Is it a real bow tie? Do you mind? Can I play with it?
Sure. Pull on that one.
I mean, is it real? Do you know how to make a tie? Can you make a tie? You make your own, or do you have someone else do it for you?
I require a mirror to do that.
Try it. Can you try to do it? Try to do it?
Well, something like this. It takes too long, too.
Oh, that's right. It's exciting.
We got an hour. Say something.
I mean, yeah, we have. No, this is people.
Funny.
No, people want to see you do this because this is. Not everyone wears a bow tie.
I need a mirror.
No, come on. You don't need a mirror. Come on, you can do it.
Listen, this is going to get bogged down in a hurry if you.
No, I swear. Come on, Charles Osgood. Does anyone have a mirror, pocket mirror? You must have a contact or something in there. Let's make a deal. Let's make a deal. Who has a nail clipper?
We got a
nail clipper?
We got a mirror right here.
Who has this mirror? Oh my God!
We got a mirror. Steve, producer had
Holy moly! What's going on? Scarface in the audience? What is happening? Oh, here we go.
Okay, I need to
hold it there for me. Yes, I can hold it there for you. Absolutely. Okay. Is that's the face you make in the mirror?
Yes.
Oh my God. My mom, every time my mom looks in the mirror, she goes like, when she puts makeup on, I go, that's not your normal face.
My Adam's apple.
Oh, come on. Wait, look at this. Pressure's on.
Almost there,
You
Charles.
go like that, and then you go like that.
That's the that's what I'm talking about. You're a gentleman. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Charlie. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Charles Osgood, everybody. Come on, the one and only.
The great Charles Osgood.
Russ Mitchell, the great Charles Osgood.
Thank you for coming. We're out of time. We appreciate it.
But I mean, what a set. I mean, this is the set. This is exciting.
You were genuine about this. All week you've been talking about
I'm
how
a
much you like the
giant-
show. Does it look like you thought it was going to look?
Yeah. I mean, I thought it'd be a live trumpet player. I mean, you got to be honest.
Well, no, we don't have that.
I thought maybe Charles was playing the trumpet when I first watched the show, but it's fantastic. It's classy. Don't change anything.
Okay.
That's my advice.
For 30 years, it's been this formula, and it seems to work.
With that sun, and it's just a moment. My father-in-law told me about the show, and he's like, "Do you watch CBS Sunday Morning?" And I go, I thought I don't know what it was. I was like, I'd never wake up this early. And then I started TiVoing it, and it's like I hope you win every single award that you possibly can win, because the producers, the lighting, everything about the writing about the show, you guys do such a great show.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
One of my
It's a great
favorites,
show.
Russ Mitchell. I mean, does what you do. I mean, it's phenomenal. Now,
thanks for coming in. Also, this is very nice of you to do this. Really appreciate it.
I'm excited, and I should say quickly, thank you notes is in the New York Times #2 bestseller
Everybody
list.
has a copy.
You got a copy?
Everybody has a copy.
Oh, I'm so excited. That's awesome. The #2 bestseller. What is going on? Come on. Does that make any sense at all to anyone?
Your CBS competitor, Craig Ferguson, instructed us to break your kneecaps when you walked in. But you seem to be okay.
Yeah.
You, as Charlie was saying, you are one of these guys who seems to always have fun. Is this the real deal here? Are we seeing the real Jimmy Fallon? Or do you go sit in a corner somewhere when you get out of here and go, oh my goodness?
Yeah. I was crying right before I came in. No, I think the whole idea about entertainment and the whole thing about life in general is like you want to have the most fun. I mean, I've worked at every single job I worked in. I mean, I bag groceries.
Yeah.
I used to take bottle returns, and which is not a fun job, but I used to have fun with it. I used to have fun. I used to know all the guys that bring bottle returns in, and it's disgusting. Old beer cans and like pull out slugs out of bottles, and it's not glamorous. But if you don't have fun with your job, I swear to God, your life would be so much easier if you just have fun with whatever the crap job you're doing. And it's not fun, it's not important. Who cares what your job is? It is fun. If you make it fun, your life goes by so much better.
Yeah,
you enjoy yourself.
When did you realize, at what age did you realize that you could make people laugh, that you were a funny guy?
My mom and dad are Irish Catholic people from Brooklyn. Any Brooklyn people here? 4 people? Great.
They all came out for you, Jimmy. Yes.
I have a great family. Yeah. They're all sleeping. They're Irish. I told you. They're hungover right now. But they're from Brooklyn, and they would have parties. My grandparents lived in our backyard, kind of, not in a tent or something. They had a house that was kind of I would say not neighbors, but really my grandparents raised me with my parents, and they would have parties, and everyone would get up and sing at Irish parties. Everyone gets up and sings a song, and they do some type of act, and they make you laugh, and then my grandpa will sing something really sad, make you cry, and that's what people look forward to. That's it. And everyone goes home crying. Go, that was a great party. Oh my God. And so I remember imitating Saturday Night Live. That was my favorite thing. I was like, I love Saturday Night Live, and I remember my parents used to tape the show. This is back when VCRs were 2 pieces, right? They were giant machines. They were like the size of this thing. This was like one size.
Tapes were huge as well.
Tapes were like $50,
exactly.
for a videotape, and there were 2, because my dad had a video camera as well, so it was one had a handle on it, and one you had to play record to record something, and it's these things. It's like you look back and you go, oh my God, I can't believe I'm the guy talking about this stuff, like old technology. But
back in my day.
Yeah, back in my day, back in the '80s. But I mean, and so they used to tape Saturday Night Live and only show me and my sister the clean sketches, or the sketches that weren't as risque as that can't be shown to kids.
Right.
So, but me and my sister, we would watch all the ones my parents would let us watch, and we would imitate. I have one sibling. It was my sister Gloria, who was very funny. And we would dress in my parents' 70s clothes, and we'd do the Wild and Crazy Guy. Like, we have to do Wild and Crazy Guy. Okay. Like, we have to go to Statue of Liberty to get birth control devices. Okay. And we had no idea what that meant.
And I asked you in the piece, what did your grandparents think about you talking about going to get the birth control devices?
They walked out of the room. That was it. We lost the room on that one. They had no idea. I mean, they were like, what are you teaching these kids? But that was, we got a laugh, and I think that was kind of the first taste of, people laughing at me and the rush you get from that and the immediate gratification. When you do stand up or you do anything in front of a live audience, you can tell right now if it's a funny joke or not a funny joke. If you do a movie, you film for 6 months, you edit for 3 months, and then you sell it for 2 weeks, and then the critics go, it sucks. And you go, wait a second, that's half my life.
So right away, if you hit or not, of course. If
Yeah,
you're on
on our show, you come out on stage, and you can tell a joke, and if it lies flat, it lies flat. People don't laugh, they go, they don't think it's funny. And you go, all right, well then, you got to move along and try to make it all work.
One of the most fascinating things I heard about what somebody told you when you were young, in 8th grade, you were voted most likely to replace David Letterman someday.
It's a weird thing. My principal was Nostradamus. Have you heard of the weird, interesting... No, but my mother, actually, of course, it's always your mom. My mom is the greatest. My mom remembered, because when I got this opportunity to do this job, my mom goes, do you remember in the yearbook they said you're most likely to replace David Letterman? And I go, I don't remember that at all. But, back in the day, I looked at my old yearbook, same area of the snow yearbook. It said Jimmy Fallon. James Fallon, most likely to replace David Letterman. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I didn't even get it.
When you saw that at the time, and you had no dreams of being a talk show host. You wanted to be on Saturday Night Live. You think that was the craziest thing ever for somebody to write that?
I don't know how to host a talk show. I don't know how to. You be honest, Russ. You've had to have had some bombs.
Oh,
some
gosh.
awful interviews.
I've had a few. Yes, exactly.
Do you have a worse story?
I have a worse story, but people don't want to hear that.
No,
today.
come on, dude. What was the worst?
There was this guy named Jimmy Fallon.
No, not this. Yeah. But
I know what you're saying, though. Every once in a while, you don't quite know how it's going to work.
Well, you don't know
if you're first starting out, it's really intimidating.
Any job.
Right.
Any job. Name a job. There's no way the first year you're going to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But cut to 3 years, you go, oh yeah, no, this is second nature. Even a calculator. I don't know how to use a calculator, but if you do it for a year, you go, oh yeah, I know that. Pressing buttons that you don't press. That side of the keyboard with the numbers, who uses that? Some people use that. They know how to do that. And I remember, though, I worked at the video store for a while, and that was I used to do it without looking. One button was 2 zeros. That's not a button. That's how dare you be a button even? But that was 1 0 0, 1.00.
You figured it out eventually.
Eventually, and it's second nature. I don't even have to look down at it. But it's I don't know how to interview someone or talk to someone unless you do it. No one. I've watched every DVD on earth. I've watched Larry Sanders, which was a great show.
You said it's the closest to what you do. Really, the Larry Sanders show is pretty much accurate in terms of the behind-the-scenes stuff. And
I think so. That is. I would say if I was starting a talk show again, I would give advice and say, watch the Larry Sanders Show.
Yeah.
Gary Shandling, all those writers, it's like a fake Tonight Show. And they talk to the producers backstage, and they're all complaining about the guests and who we have booking. And we don't really complain about everybody, but in a weird way, it is so true to life because you're putting together a show. And it's like the Little Rascals, when they used to come, they're like, let's put on a show. We're going to go to the barn, and you'll sing your thing, and Darla will come out, and then Alfalfa will come out. He'll do his bit, and he'll close with Alfalfa.
Right, sure.
And it's exciting, and the lights go on, and it's the whole fun thing about the business, which is, I think, a idea that we had coming in, and I think that's what we stayed true to. And I think what makes us different than anyone else is that we know that it's fun, and we have to make it fun because this is what we're doing.
It's about, sure.
Well, that's how do you make something fresh that's so old? Tried and true thing. I remember when we first started, people were like, "Are you going to wear a suit?" And I was like, "Who cares?" It's like, "Are you going to use the internet?" And it's like, "What are you talking about? What year are you from?" Yeah, of course we're going to use the internet, but it's like, "Oh, really? You're going to sit behind a desk?" And it's like, yeah. It's just people are used to it. You sit behind a desk, you interview somebody, you go to the commercial, you go have a band come out. But what Johnny Carson said is it doesn't matter what your set is, or it doesn't matter what tricks you're pulling. It all comes down to the guy behind the desk. Mm-hmm. And do people like you? Do people want to see that guy? And it's like, that's the truth. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't care if you have a fish tank. I don't care if you have Al Pacino next to you all day long. No one's going to watch.
Speaking of that guy, there was the turning point in your life and your career came when you were 17 years old, and your mom convinced you to enter a comedy contest. We have a clip of that. Let's take a look.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Fallon, and welcome to Troll Productions Incorporated, the audition for the commercial. We need a star to sponsor a new line of troll dolls, okay? Let's start first, Mr. John Travolta. Right, thanks a lot of you, right, this guy's so crazy over here, he's here so crazy, like, I don't know how you guys expect to sew these things looking so weird. Next, Cliff Clavin from Cheers. Yeah, thanks a lot there, buddy. The actual myth of trolls was first mentioned in the late 1300s. Indian chiefs looking for a story, they children occupied. These trolls are nice, but I'd rather be having a beer with Nammy back at the spa. Next, Rocky Balboa and his trainer Mickey.
Hey, yo, Mickey, these trolls look pretty nice and everything, but they also look pretty tough, Maybe I should fight one in my next movie.
What's wrong with you, Rock? They'll murder you, Rocky. They'll murder you, Rock. Next, Bullwinkle Moose.
Hey, Rocky, I agree with you. I'd rather stay home and play with myself. Well, you know what I mean.
Next, Pee Wee Herman. I know what you mean, Bullwinkle. I like to play with myself, too.
At the time...
17 years old.
Yeah. At the time, Pee Wee Herman was a really...
Yes. And...
I don't know who did it though.
And he won. He won the competition.
That was my first ever stand-up thing ever.
Yeah.
My mother used to hear me do all these voices up my room, and I would do all these dumb voices. And I wanted to be a... I know, I wonder what else she heard of my...
It's the internet, Jimmy.
No,
We're not that. Right. Be careful.
My mom, she was like, I heard about this impression contest, and I think you should go out for it. And so I always wanted to be Danny Carvey, like the next Danny Carvey on Saturday Night Live. He's my idol, and so I went and did that thing, and my friends from high school all showed up, and I look at it now, and oh my God, I remembered like worrying about my shirt. It was a shirt from the Gap, and I was like, oh my God, is this the right shirt I should wear, and all this stuff. You overthink all this stuff, my hair and all this stuff, and part down the middle, and it was a big deal. But it's like you worry about that stuff, and someone gave me a troll doll, is what really happened for my graduation. The worst gift in the history of the world. Turns out to be the best thing ever happened to me. It was a troll doll with frizzy hair, a troll doll, and it had a graduation cap and a diploma in its hand. And they said, congratulations. I go, thanks so much. And I put it on my dresser. I don't know what to do with this. And so what I did was I did different celebrities auditioning for this troll to be the spokesperson for a troll doll. So I would do Bill Cosby and well, thank you, the people with the troll, with the hair sticking up and the things were sticking, the lip and hanging down, the people, or I do Seinfeld going okay, people, look at these dolls. What kind of a deal is this? The arms and legs don't move. What kind of doll is this? Who plays what they sing? And so I did a whole thing about these dolls, and that's what became my act. And that was my whole act. And so I would start my act with impressions and then do stand-up about anything. I mean, my first joke I ever wrote, I think, I talked about going to the movies. And I said, you ever sit in, I went to the movies and some guy sat in front of me, had the biggest ears I've ever seen in my life. This guy's ears were so big, people behind me were trying to put my feet down. I'm like, no, that's the guy's ears. And my first joke, and I go, that's a joke. I wrote a joke. Like, that was the first joke I ever wrote. And I'm like, whoa.
And you got $700 for winning this contest. That worked as well, right?
I mean, 2 minutes, $700? I mean, what a deal is that? That should be my career, yeah.
Rolling Stone quoted you as saying, back in the day, you said if you didn't make it to Saturday Night Live by the time you were 25, you were going to kill yourself. You were that obsessed with being on that show. Well,
the thing about Saturday Night Live, I had a way out, by the way. I would never kill
myself.
myself.
I didn't think so. Yeah.
I had secret ways of how I would get on Saturday Night Live. I was just going to run and streak across the camera. It's a live show. I mean, what are they going to do? Yeah, I'll go to jail. I don't care. I'll never kill myself. That's the stupidest thing in the world. But I remember, I loved Saturday Night Live that much. I mean, if I cut a birthday cake, or if I threw a coin in a fountain, or if I saw a falling star, I'd say, I want to be on Saturday Night Live.
Wow.
I would never say it out loud, but I'd say it in my head. And it worked.
You made it at 23 years old, spent 6 years there. We've got some shots of some of your most memorable characters on Saturday Night Live. We can't show clips because NBC charges us $1 million to
And they
to show a
should,
clip.
because seriously, Osgood doesn't get those bow ties for free. I mean, really, yeah.
Here's the first we want to show right now. This is you talking to Mick Jagger.
Oh, yeah.
There. That really is Mick Jagger on the left, right?
Yeah, that's really Mick on the left. Yeah, that's me on the right. Well, here's this all came about because Mick Jagger was coming on the show, and they said he wanted to do a sketch, and so I said, oh my gosh, he's one of my idols. I want to do something with Mick Jagger. So I pitched him every single idea. Every idea. I was like, what if you came out as Keith and you cloned yourself so that you can get so wasted that it doesn't matter, you can just keep cloning yourself? And he's like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't know, I thought. And I pitched him every single idea. And then I told Lauren, I go, what if it's me in the mirror with Mick? And Lauren Michaels goes, who's the greatest guy? He's one of my best friends. He said, don't do the thing in the mirror. It's been done. I mean, Lucille Ball did it. I mean, Patty Duke, Groucho. I mean, please don't do the thing in the mirror. I go, okay. I won't do the thing in the mirror where you're imitating the person. So I pitch every idea to Mick Jagger. He doesn't like anything. And I'm just running out of ideas. I'm running on fumes. And I slip out. I go, what if you're in the mirror and I'm you? And he goes, I love that. That's great. I really like that. That's it. And I go, oh my gosh. I got to tell Lauren Michaels, like, oh my God. He loves the mirror bits. Yeah. So we write this thing. It's on a Wednesday night. We wrote it. Me and Mike Shoemaker and Steve Higgins, who now is my announcer on the show, and Mike Shoemaker is a producer on the show. We wrote this sketch where it's me in the mirror reflection of Mick Jagger going like, he goes, you know, he comes in, he goes, well, you know, look at this, you're doing Saturday Night Live again, you know, you've done it in the 70s, you've done it in the 80s, you've done it in the 90s, you've done it in whatever you call this decade. I mean, why are you doing it again? What are you going to do different this time? And then I'm the reflection going like, I'll tell you what you do, you got to go out and do like the rooster, like go out like that, you know, and yell at people, and clap, you know, random clap and point at people, and yell, yeah, you know, and so we did the whole thing, and it worked out great, and he's such a good sport about everything, and he started laughing, and it turned out to be one of my favorite sketches I ever did.
It's very funny. I'm going to show you another one here. This is you. This is Barry Gibb, Jimmy Fallon style. This is a deranged Barry Gibb, and Justin Timberlake is next.
Yeah,
he's Robin Gibb, right?
Justin Timberlake plays Robin Gibb,
okay.
Yeah, and the thing about that is, here's Steve Higgins again, who's the announcer on our show. He's a great writer and producer. He still is a producer on Saturday Night Live. He wrote the sketch with Ken Scarborough, and I said I just want to do a sketch where I talk like Barry Gibb sings. That's all I said. I was like,
right.
So if I talked, I want to Mitchell, you are today, and you are so I mean, that was the whole idea of the sketch.
All right.
But I mean, the thing is so weird about it is that it really makes no sense, to be honest, because there's so many things that don't make sense. First of all, they're back in the 70s.
Right.
They look like they're 30 years old, 20 years old. They're hosting a political talk show, which makes no sense. Why is Barry giving?
Thomas Friedman's one of the guests.
Yeah, I mean, it makes no sense.
Sandra Day O'Connor.
They're in current time. They're
Right.
talking to current people, and then he has a really bad temper, which is it's based on a guy who's really calm that we work with, and who would never freak out or have a bad temper. So we always joke around like, what would he be like if he blew up? And had a bad temper? So we made Barry Gibb have a crazy short fuse. Like he would scream. He'd be like, I am Barry effing Gibb. I'm trying to think of what he would say, but we would be the most deranged stuff.
Right.
Barry Gibb's the nicest man on earth. He never
sent you a guitar, right?
Is that what?
Sent you a guitar, right? Is that right? You have a guitar in your office?
I have a white
Nice
guitar.
guy.
Yeah, he's the best dude on earth. I mean, but we made this crazy lunatic character, Barry Gibb, and he was like, what is your problem? I've never had a bad temper ever. So we ended up doing this bit, and he's the nicest Australian human being you'll ever meet. And his brother Robin is really funny and cool, but we based on it. I remember like standing with Timberlake, by the way. We started this sketch where me and Timberlake are back to the audience. So we start like this, and we're like, boom, 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 boom. Here we are. You know, I don't know why. I just wanted to start with my back to the audience. I don't know why. I just thought it was a dumb thing. Why would you ever start any show with your back to the audience? It's so rude. But I remember going, before we started the sketch, I'm there with Justin Timberlake, and he's here, and I'm here, and Justin grabs my hand, and he goes, hey, don't screw up the harmonies. I go, and I'm wearing a fake beard and like medallions and fake chest hair and stuff. I go, all right, I won't. He goes, and he grabbed me. He goes, I'm serious, man. Don't screw up. And he yelled at me. I felt like Lance Bass. I go, hey, it's a comedy show. Who cares?
It's a great skit. A great skit. Want to show another one here? The hot tub skit. With Will Ferrell. This is funny because you cannot make it through this. You're cracking up the whole time, which became something you did. You did a lot on Saturday Night Live.
Well, I mean, it became famous, I think, me laughing at myself because, oh my gosh, Will Ferrell is one of the funniest human beings, as well as Rachel Dratch. There, really, really funny people. The best of Will Ferrell came out on DVD.
Right.
And I remember. Did they get here yet?
Oh,
thanks, guys.
Post time. We'll get that in a second. Thank you very much. Bloody Marys.
I figured we'll make Bloody Marys while we're here. I mean, it's
insisted on
Sunday morning. This is the way we do it in the Fallon household. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. You guys rock. Oh, nice. I like that it's half used.
Thank
That's
you, gentlemen.
awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Hey, guys, you want to come back?
Crew members there, yeah.
Did you forget anything?
No, this is all the ingredients right here. Do you guys like Bloodies? Yeah. All right, Russ, do you drink?
You know what? It's after 12 o'clock? You know, why not?
Yeah, why not? I love that Russ is going to have a Bloody Mary with me. This is so good.
Can you multitask? Can you do that and
Yeah,
talk
of course.
about the hot
Yeah.
The rumor has it that Will Ferrell was squeezing your leg underneath the water. In the hot tub.
Well,
Is
the
that true?
thing, like Will's last couple of years on Saturday Night Live, and everyone's couple of years. I mean, the last couple of years we had so much fun with each other. We loved each other, but he would make me laugh all the time, and he knows that I'm an easy laugh because he's one of the funniest and nicest guys you'll ever meet in your life, and I would always laugh. But we were in that hot tub sketch, and his hand would be under the water, and every time I opened my mouth, he would squeeze my leg like he's a ventriloquist, like moving my mouth.
And you would laugh like I'm doing.
Yeah,
right
I'm
now,
laughing.
right?
Yeah, and it's just the silliest thing, but you can't see it because it's under the water. And but he would do all sorts of stuff like that, and he would, there's a sketch called Cowbell. Where it's like we never knew it was going to be this big. I mean, honestly, if you see dress rehearsal, it's not that funny.
Right. You're the drummer.
But
right,
I'm the drummer of
right.
Blue Oyster Cult, and they're playing the song "Don't Fear the Reaper." It's like, and he has a cowbell, and he's like, bunk, 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 and it's really loud and it's overpowering.
Right.
And then we stopped it because it's so distracting. We stopped the song. We stop the song, and the producer comes out. It's Christopher Walken, and he goes, "Guys, what happened? I like what I was hearing, but I had one note. I would like more cowbell." And it's just, he has to keep coming out saying that he wants a louder cowbell.
Right.
And it's the dumbest sketch ever. But on air, Will Ferrell wore a smaller shirt. So his gut ended up hanging out. Like when on air, it's a brand new shirt. I'd never seen him wear this shirt. And him and Catan were buddies, and they did some bit, and they pushed each other. And Will's glasses, he had sunglasses, and they fell off his face. Right. And he's sweating, and he looked at me, and it was the eyes of an insane human being.
And you're dying.
And I'm dying, but I had the next line. So I'm like, oh my Lord. And it was like, I don't know why you would make me do such a thing, but...
was Lauren okay with that, with your periodic busting out in laughter?
No. No one was cool with that. No one liked it. But I mean, I didn't do it on purpose, and I didn't do it to distract.
Sure,
I didn't want to steal the scene. I didn't want to do any of that stuff. I mean, I didn't want to even be in sketches at some point. I'm like, just don't put me in stuff, because I didn't want to ruin anything. I mean, Lauren asked me to do Weekend Update, and I was like...
Weekend Update, exactly.
I don't want to do it. I mean...
Yeah. We've got a clip from that as well. Let's take a look at a clip. We have a picture of you and Tina Fey doing Weekend Update. Really the plum assignment on Saturday Night Live. Was that for the sexual tension? Is that why you were chosen for that particular role?
I thought that would be the thing. Lauren goes, I think it'd be good because, you would be the kid that doesn't do his homework and Tina would be the smart one. And I was like, really? I thought it'd be like a guy, like a Sybil Shepherd, Bruce Willis thing. And nope, not at all. Tina had no interest in me at all. She was happily married. But I had a crush on Tina. You know, I thought she was super cute and super funny. She was a writer at the time, head writer on the show. And Colin Quinn was leaving Weekend Update, is what happened. And Lauren goes, Jimmy, would you want to do Weekend Update? You host it by yourself. And I go, I don't want to do that because I'm not that much of a ham, and I honestly don't even know the news. I don't read anything. I read USA Today because it's in color. That's what I mean. I mean, really, I'm
You told
awful.
him that.
Yeah, I did. I said,
right,
it's not. I'm the wrong guy for this. And he goes, I think it'd be good because I want people to have a familiar face. So if someone in the cast would be better to replace Colin. And I go, I appreciate it, but it's really, I don't want to do it. Thank you so much. It's something I don't want to do. And he's like, well, I'd love if you auditioned for it. And I go, I'm not going to audition for it because they don't want to do it. So I'm not going to do it. And he's like, oh, Jesus.
It's okay. It's all right.
It's only my first bloody.
It's
So
all right.
yeah.
You're multitasking.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So this is a fresh sell, man. This is awesome. Welcome to my Sunday morning, you guys.
No problem.
This is what happens in my Sunday morning right here.
Yeah, let's digress for a second. So what are you doing here? You're putting a little horseradish in?
This is a little horseradish in here. I got Tabasco in here. I got celery salt, Tabasco, horseradish. Gonna put a couple olives in there, a little olive juice.
All right.
Little Worcestershire sauce. Is it Worcestershire?
Something like that. Yeah.
I call it Worcestershire. I don't know why. Is that the wrong thing? A little olive juice.
It's dirty, I tell you.
Yeah, a little thing. Do you mind if my fingers are in there?
No.
It's too late.
It's okay.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't even matter. All right, so we put that in there, and then a little V8 is my favorite.
All right.
My father-in-law makes the best bloodies. He does clamato.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that's what I
It's
say.
good for
too.
you.
Is that right?
That's what they say.
Clam juice?
That's what they say, Jim. I don't
Russ.
know. We'll see.
Russ.
You also say this stuff is good for you, too. There's vodka you're about to put in, so I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, by the way, vodka is always delish. We got two different types here. One, I like the no name, of course. When you're going bloody, you don't need expensive. You don't need Kettle One. You don't need any of that stuff. You need no name. Smirnoff is great. Anything in a plastic bottle will work. I mean, you're disguising with so much flavor. I mean, please.
What would you normally be doing on a Sunday morning?
About this right here. I mean, this is probably.
All right.
I watch CBS Sunday Morning. I got to be honest. I don't watch it live. I TiVo it because I sleep in a little bit. But I watch it Sunday mornings. It's the most comforting. I got to tell you, I'm not kidding. It's one of the best produced shows, best written. I love CBS Sunday Morning. I really think you guys do such a great job. I think you're so amazing.
Well, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
I really.
And he hasn't even started drinking yet.
No, not yet. Do you get nominated for Emmys, or how does it work?
This is Emmys. Yes, we'll get nominated for Emmys for your piece.
Regular Emmys or daytime Emmys?
News Emmys. Yes.
News?
News. There's a different
does that
category.
mean?
There's a different category for news.
Oh, for God's sake.
Yes, and that's what we get nominated.
I mean, come on.
We won a lot of
Can't you
Emmy
win a
awards.
regular Emmy? Come
Oh,
on. I mean,
yeah.
whatever Emmy.
Yeah, right.
This is the best show.
Right.
Yeah, all right, ready? Here we go.
Okay. All right. Let's
Here we go.
give it a
Try
shot.
this,
All
guy.
right.
It's
Cheers.
going to be spicy.
Cheers.
Cheers. I'm drinking Bloody Mary with Russ Mitchell. This is
Boy,
so
Jimmy
rad.
Fallon drinking a Bloody Mary on the web. That's good.
It's a tasty bag,
Very
right?
good. A tasty. You're going to make them for everybody, right?
I mean, I'll have some. Who likes one? you like Bloodies? All right, try this. Try this and tell me this is not the best Bloody Mary you've ever had in your life.
Want a Bloody Mary? Okay.
Right? It's perfect, right? Yeah. What, do you speak Italian? Bravissimo? What was that one?
I just threw that in.
You just gave yours away, Russ?
But you like it. Thumbs up.
I mean, this is phenomenal. I actually like this a lot. I'm gonna continue this and drink this.
All right, you do that.
You should do Bloody Marys with Russ Mitchell every Sunday morning.
Every Sunday morning, exactly. I like that idea. Maybe somebody's listening.
You
and
always
sign
do
that
the
up.
web stuff or no?
No, we've done 3 of these. The third one. So this
Who
is
else?
the third one. We did Jimmy. We did you're Jimmy fan. We did Steve Martin and Susie Orman as well. So yeah.
Susie Orman?
Right. Exactly.
The money. Oh, she's good with money.
Exactly.
I'm awful with money.
You're good with this guitar. Definitely. Can I ask you to do a couple of things for us?
Of course.
On
I
guitar?
love to play the guitar.
Great. You're known, for doing a lot of tunes, especially a lot of imitations. But Neil Young seems to be the one that Everybody loves.
It's a weird thing. It goes to show how great our writing staff is on my show. Because a lot of people do Neil Young. Everyone has a Neil Young impression or whatever. Kermit the Frog. Would take it. It's kind of similar. But our writer Mike DeCenzo is a great writer. He said, "What if you did Neil Young singing Willow Smith's "Whip My Hair"?" So it's
Something he would never do in real life.
Yeah, exactly. It would never happen. So it was like, I whip my hair back and forth, I whip my hair back and forth. So what if Neil Young sang "Whip My Hair"? And it would never happen. And in here? No. You want me to hide? So Neil Young kind of does middle harmonica. So we try to make it kind of a beautiful song, even though it's a hip hop song. It always makes it more heartfelt. So we kind of made it kind of slower. So we slowed it down and put some tune to it. So it goes. With my hair back and forth. With my hair back and forth, just with it. With my hair back and forth. With my hair back and forth, with it real good. So we're doing this, we wrote "Whip My Hair" with Neil, the idea of Neil Young doing it, and at the time we did this, Bruce Springsteen called and said that he wants to come on the show and promote his box set. And he's like, he didn't want to do any other promotion, he just wanted to do our show. So I was like, that's cool, it's an honor, I was like, I barely know Bruce Springsteen, I've seen him once or twice. I mean, I've seen his concerts 10 times, but I don't know him. But he's always been nice to me, and he gave us permission and did we did Born to Run at the Emmy Awards opening, and that was a big deal for our show and for me. We got a big break, a big audience that normally wouldn't watch our show because we're on at 12:37.
37.
What did Charles say? Gosh, is that a real time slot? I mean, this is insane. We're on at 12:37 at nighttime, and but this is prime time. This is the Emmy Awards. And you get a chance to shine in front of all these people and do it up in front of all your favorite TV stars in the crowd. And so we did a version of Born to Run with Tina Fey. Tina Fey, by the way, I gotta say, is the nicest, greatest, most generous human being. I love her so much. She actually said to me, she's like, whatever you want. Yeah, whatever you want. You want me to sing a song? What do you want? Like, for the Emmys, like, I'll do whatever you want me to do. She's game. Most actresses were like, my hair is being done for 3 hours. My eyebrows, like, I will not dance on stage. But she was cool. Jane Lynch, John Hamm, Joel McHale, Nina Dobrev. We had Kate Gosselin in our opening, who was a good sport. Kate Gosselin was a good sport because she was on Dancing with the Stars. And I was like, man, you're just awful. You are a bad dancer. You're not. But that's what makes you like Dancing with the Stars, because you go, I'm a bad dancer, but I'm not that bad. I mean, that's really, So, and she was like, I said, will you come on and do a bit in the Emmys with your side ponytail and the whole thing? She's like, I'm totally game. I'll wear that weird dress, the whole thing. She was totally game for the whole thing. So we did this whole opening, Born to Run, and Bruce liked it. He's like, I like what Jimmy did. That's really good. Yeah, that's a really great bit Jimmy did. And so he came on the show. And so I said, would you want to do Whip My Hair? I do a Neil Young impression. He goes, I know. I've seen it. It's very funny. I go, cool. I go, well, the way I would do it is I would do Neil, and then you would just walk out and do your part at the end of the song. And so we kind of wrote like a Bruce type of part. Like, if you've seen him in concert, you know they always have this like sing-along part where it's like, whoa, 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 gotta whip your hair, whoa, whip your hair. He goes, I love he comes on the show and he goes, his manager calls him. Bruce wants to do it. He wants to wear a wig and a beard. He wants to be 1978 Bruce Springsteen. I go, oh my gosh, you kidding me? Like, this is the stuff you can't even ask Bruce. I would never have the guts to ask Bruce Springsteen this. So I go, great. So he brought his own sunglasses from the 1978 Born to Run tour. And he came and he just wanted a floppy hat. He goes, can you just give me like a floppy hat? I just want to get one. I used to wear a floppy hat in the 70s, and that'd be great if you give me that floppy hat. And I go, yeah, we'll get you a floppy hat. So he's sitting next to me in the dressing room in the makeup thing, and I'm getting made up as Neil Young, and he's getting made up, and we stick a beard on him. And he goes, he puts the glasses on. He goes, you got that floppy hat? Where's the floppy hat? So we get the floppy hat, and he put it on, and he goes, puts it jaunty to the side, and he goes, whoa, that's great, floppy hat, floppy hat. I go, great. And he goes, I said, we also have a wig too. And he goes, oh, no. What are you trying to do to me? No. I want to wear a wig. This is great right here. This is great. I go, okay, no problem. And Courtney and Cindy Lou, the hair and makeup girls who were great at my show, they leave the room, and we're sitting there, and it's me and Bruce. And I go, you want to just try the wig? Who cares? Just try the wig on. He goes, all right, give me the wig, who cares? And so it's just me and Bruce, so I'm putting a wig on Bruce Springsteen. So I'm putting a wig on Bruce, and he goes, and give me the floppy hat. And I put the floppy hat on, and he freaks out. It looks exactly like 1978 Bruce Springsteen. And he walked across the hall to the green room where his manager, John Landau, was, and the way Bruce walks. It's like very tight pants, bow-legged, he walks out, and he goes, and his manager actually teared up.
Wow.
And I almost started to cry. And he was like, Bruce, I can't believe you look like 30 years ago, like when we started working together. It's like, it's a weird thing because I don't think you'll ever, in your life, ever see Bruce Springsteen with a wig on. Or you'll never see your client 30 years younger. I mean, why would you? I mean, a good manager wouldn't let him do it. And then he came out, and when we did the whip my hair thing, people had no idea. So I was like, whip my hair back and forth. Whip my hair back and forth. Whip it real good. All the ladies, if you feel me. And he comes walking out with the beard and glasses. He goes, you gotta whip your hair. Do it, whip your hair. Whip your hair. And the audience went nuts. Like, the one thing about our audience, we never cow down. We never tell anyone that it's a bit. We make you figure it all out. So we can go, ladies and gentlemen, here's Neil Young singing Whip My Hair. And it's like, yeah, that's not cool. So instead we just go, ladies and gentlemen, Neil Young. And that's it. So it's like.
And a lot of times you don't know because you're in silhouette.
It's in silhouette. The light is. We have the best lighting guy, and the light comes down at my hair, so I can do we can do anything. I did Bob Dylan once too. Bob Dylan's a different a guy to do an impression of. Again, everyone can do. A lot of people can do Bob Dylan impressions, but the writing. Another compliment to Mike DeCenzo, who wrote this bit. To do Bob Dylan singing a theme song, a television theme song. He wouldn't normally do it. And Bob Dylan's microphone is, his harmonica is different than Neil Young. His is really high up. He just kind of just screeches his harmonica. Bob Dylan's not a talented harmonica player. He just goes like, he just blows it out. So he'd be like, little boy in the neighborhood lives upstairs and is understood. He's just there to take good care of me like he's one of the family. Charles in charge of our days and our nights. Charles in charge of our wrongs and our rights. Charles in charge of our days and our nights. Charles in charge of our wrongs and our rights. I want Charles in charge of me. That's really Bon Jovi.
Thank you. Thank you. Great stuff. Great stuff.
Yeah.
As you mentioned, and as everyone has today, a copy of your book, #2 on the New York Times bestsellers list. Thank you notes.
That's the writers again. The writers are. This is one of those bits where I'm so happy I get the chance to talk and drink bloodies with you, Russ, because
I gave mine away. Are you enjoying that down there?
he's very done. He's hammered.
Did you like it? It's all gone.
He's holding hands with the man next to him. This is sir. If you want me to call security, I can get you help.
It is very good. It is very good.
God, it's a tasty bloody. When you start a talk show, you always hope for like that one thing that's gonna get you through the year. You always hope for Dave Letterman's top 10 list, you know, or Jay Leno's headlines or something like that. You always hope for that thing, you know. And, so we try a new bit at least 3 times a week.
Yeah.
We're hoping that it's funny, and 1 out of the 3 is normally not funny. But we try, and this guy Jeremy Bronson, who's a great writer, he does our monologues. He came up with this idea, thank you notes, where it's like sarcastic thank you notes, thanking just mundane stuff in life that really kind of pisses us off, you know. But thanking them so that we can laugh at, you know, and it worked.
We want to take some questions from the audience in just a bit, so have your questions ready. But do you mind doing a couple of thank you notes for us?
I would love to.
Is that good? Thank you. Thank you. Let me go to his post there. And Maestro, can we have the music, please?
A lot of people don't know this is Charles Osgood. He plays this. This is the great James Poyser from The Roots who plays the piano in this one. I don't know what we do without The Roots. Here we go. Let me think. Thank you, microbreweries, for making my alcoholism seem like a neat hobby. Thank you, the word moist, for being the worst word ever. I think I speak for all Americans when I say that we don't want you as a word anymore. God, I hate you. Thank you, Chili's menus, for showing how many calories are in your food. I'm in a Chili's. What part of I don't give a crap do you not understand? What are the calories in a bloomin' onion? Thank you. Yes, I agreed to the terms and conditions box I had to click in order to install software. You know full well I didn't actually read the terms and conditions. For all I know, I just agreed to become the new face of herpes, but I'm still gonna click you. Thank you, Dad, for discovering text messaging. I really like that text you sent with the smiley face, but not as much as the 27 blank text messages you sent right after. They kept me awake all night. Thank you, Dad. Thank you so much.
Were you surprised the book did so? Are you surprised the book is doing so well?
We did a weird thing. I really am. Because it's just a joke book, but and I was a fan of joke books growing up, and I was a fan of top 10 list books, and I got David Letterman's books. We did a weird thing on our show with our fans, we call Foul Pals. Foul Pals in the audience? Yeah. But I did a thing. I told my fans, I go, don't buy the book. Because Amazon has a sales rank thing. Okay, so Amazon, the way it works is they do a sales rank every hour. Whatever most books are sold in that hour goes to, they chart it, you know, for that hour. So I go, here's the deal, don't buy the book, but on Thursday at 3 p.m., let's all buy the book. And let's break the system, and let's just blow it up. And so 3 p.m. Thursday, I said, everyone buy the book. I bought like probably 30 books. Everyone in the office bought books. We all bought books. And 3 o'clock, oh my gosh, we're number 100 whatever on the charts. And 3 o'clock, we all did it. And at 4 o'clock, 130 on the charts. Nothing happened at all. Nothing moved. But at 6 o'clock, they redid the counter. we were #1 book on Amazon.
Wow. Wow.
And it was like, it was just for it's one for a
sure.
day, but then it went over the weekend, and it stayed at #1, and then it just started selling like crazy, and I'm so excited. Like it's an unbelievable thing to think about, like that I'm a New York Times best-selling author because it's my writers really, but it's like we're #2 right now. And if you look in the New York Times book review thing, we're #2 in paperback.
Well, you know what they told me this morning? Now that Oprah has retired, the #1 show for selling books in this country is CBS News Sunday Morning. So, there you go. More books are sold.
I mean, I got to put out, yeah.
You got to have another sip.
Are you a reader? Are you a big reader?
I love to read, yes. Big
What are
reader.
you reading right now?
Exactly. What I'm reading right now, I am actually reading a very funny book by Frank Sinatra's wife. Barbara Sinatra's wife. Frank Sinatra's wife. It's a great book.
Really?
It's on Old Blue Eyes. You're a Sinatra fan, you would like it as well.
I like
Yes, it's
Sinatra,
by
yeah.
Barbara Sinatra.
Larry
It's a
King's
great
book's
book.
pretty good.
And Me and Mr. S by Sinatra's former valet.
Are you a big
He's really
Sinatra
good.
guy?
I'm a big Sinatra guy. You are too. I know you told me you are too, so go ahead and check those out.
I'm a
Really good
little
books.
bit. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
a big Sinatra guy, but I
And
didn't
I'm
know you
reading
were that
thank you
big.
notes as well, of course.
No,
Yeah,
please,
right.
please.
Yeah,
You're a
exactly.
good man. But I mean, like, that's
Yeah,
cool
good
that you're
stuff.
into that.
What
I'm
about
reading
you? Anything?
Unbroken. I know Oprah pimped it out, but I was reading it before Oprah said anything about it. That lady wrote Seabiscuit. She's Gillibrand, was her?
Right.
Great. Oh, she's a great writer. It's a great book. But I would like to read biographies, and I have ADD, so I usually read like 3 chapters and then I put it down. That's why I like Kindles, because you can't tell what you haven't done, because it just lays there. You can just. I used to have a stack of books on my bedside, like, oh my gosh, I haven't finished that one or that one or that one. But Hunger Games, I read that one, and I read Sammy Hagar's biography. Was pretty
I read that too. Yeah, Red.
Interesting, right?
Interesting book. Yeah, but it's a lot of fun.
I don't
Check
know.
out
I
the
don't know
Sinatra
about
books.
that.
I'm telling you.
I don't know about that Sammy Hagar guy.
You want to take some questions? from
I'd
folks
love
here?
to. Please,
All
if
right.
anyone has
Who's
any
got a
questions.
question? Okay.
Yeah, you're right there.
Let's see. We've got a microphone we're going to bring around here. Corky?
Okay.
Corky Ramirez right there.
There's a grown man's name in Corky.
It's Corky. Yes, exactly.
Okay.
He's a cool guy.
Well,
Go ahead.
Hi, Jimmy.
How you doing?
Hi, Fallon.
Have you met Corky?
What's your shirt say?
I love Jimmy.
Ah.
Oh yeah, that's a cool shirt that actually
Yeah.
made. Can we get that? Oh man, it's feedback. Can we get the shot of that shirt? Yeah, stand up. Yeah, I love that. You're awesome. It's like that's how you do a heart on the web.
I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, greater than.
What's your
and the
question, man?
thing.
Go ahead.
First off, I want to say you are the biggest inspiration to me because it's my dream to work for a show like yours. So, thank you. And
Come work for us.
all right, I'll be there tomorrow. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
My question is, my personal favorite skit that you do is Real Housewives, and I don't know how you keep a straight face. And my question is, how many takes do you have to do until you get it right?
It's interesting. We do a spoof on Real Housewives of New York and New Jersey and all that. My wife is a giant reality TV fan, so I'm a fan of all those shows. And when we were putting our show on the air, I said, the one thing, we got to set ourselves apart from all the other late night talk shows. So we do sketches on our show and pre-taped skits. And so one of them is, I'm sorry, I'm burping.
It's okay. It's all right. No problem. Yeah. No problem. You okay?
Well, I need Osgood. He has my Tums. I mean, where's Osgood? So what happened is, I've never done drag in my whole lifetime, and for this show, I'm like, oh well, I got to do whatever I can to get the show up in the air and cruising altitude. So I just want to hit it out of the park. So we had a great year on our show, and this girl Amy Olzos wrote this sketch, and she writes a lot of our stuff. She's a brilliant writer, and it's us as the Real Housewives. So it's me as my wife. It's the Real Housewives of Late Night. So it's me with a wig. And I just kind of like talk like this all the time. Like it's based on Jill Zarin, Bethany Frankel, and a little bit of my mom. Because my mom, well, if she's mad at me, she will over talk to me and talk like that. Okay, Russ Mitchell. Okay, CBS Sunday Morning. Okay, F off. Okay, this is and like so like. She over talks and like talks down to me, so I kind of based it loosely on that, and she'll kill me for saying that. But and we did it, and again, it was one of those things like, thank gosh for the web and the internet and social networking and all that stuff, because Twitter and Facebook, they all love the Real Housewives, and they go, "That's great. I love that you're doing that. We think it's funny, so we do it again." You know, it's like that's the type of thing. We love hearing feedback. We love hearing people go like, "I don't like that. That's not funny. Don't do that again." You know, we have a bit on our show called Ultimate Mustache Fighter, where it's two mustaches come down to fight each other in a ring.
Okay.
So it's Tom Selleck's mustache versus 80s John Oates' mustache, which is funny, you know. And they're fighting in the UFC ring, in octagon. And then what happens is, before a crazy move happens, we have an ad. We're kind of spoofing, you know, there's so many advertisements for upcoming shows, and wait till you check out The Wrangler on CBS. It's the best new show, or whatever. And the ad is bigger than the show. So we did a spoof of a thing called Detective Jam Face, where there's a detective in a trench coat, but he has jam all over his face, and he just says like, "This is a sticky situation," you know. But his advertisement comes over the crazy wrestling move that no one gets to see and ruins the match. And NBC has actually researched it, and it is the worst feedback they've ever gotten in the history of late night television. And I'm like, oh my gosh, because Jam Face comes on, and people are like, they're upset about it, and they hit the button like, we're upset. And but we still do it. We don't care.
We've got 4 minutes left.
Oh my God, 4 minutes left.
Two quick questions, Corky. Go ahead.
Corky, get on this.
Hey, Jimmy. My name's Jimmy, too. I'm disappointed the shirt's one for me. Have there been any celebrities who you've wanted to imitate, but you haven't been able to get it down pat, and you haven't been able to master it? And also, you have 3.3 million Twitter followers. Is there any way to get a follow or an mention? No pressure. No pressure.
What's your Twitter name?
Jimmy Traina, Traina. Go for it.
Confused me already. So that's why you don't have that many followers.
I'll give you a card afterwards.
Make a simpler name.
Anybody you wanted to imitate?
Well, I mean, it's one of those things like we, you know, Charlie Sheen, who's just, gosh, he's awesome. As a comedian, you got to thank that guy. Him and Anthony Weiner. I mean, please, wow, it's like a gift from heaven. But Charlie Sheen came about. He started saying all this crazy stuff, and we wanted to do a sketch, a commercial, a cologne commercial, based on Charlie Sheen. And my hair and makeup girls, Cindy Lou and Courtney, they're in the audience right there. Just say hi, wave. brown hair, black hair and blonde right there. We didn't really have a wig or anything, any makeup to figure out Charlie Sheen, but what I realized is that I look like Charlie Sheen. So, I mean, which camera should you look at? This one?
Take it right there.
All right, so this one's, I just pull my hair down, and then I just kind of look cool. Duh, winning. Hello. You know, and I just ended up looking like Charlie Sheen. I didn't know I had this impression, and but that's what happens with the late night shows. Like, you're gone every single day, and you just kind of go with what you think is, you know, what you can do. And we ended up doing that, and so that was one impression that I ended up just doing. I never knew I had a Charlie Sheen. It's kind of like Johnny Carson with a gravelier voice. It's like, duh, winning. Donna's DNA.
Got 2 minutes left. A very quick question. Very quick question. Very quick answer from you, Jimmy. Yes.
Hi, Jimmy. I just want to ask, what's your favorite segment to do, game or segment?
We do. I like involving the audience in our show. That's the one thing we do that's different than other talk shows. Because I remember being a guest on these. An audience member of Letterman. I used to go to Regent Kathy Lee. I did. I actually remember.
She thinks that's very fun.
Well, being on TV is a thrill. So, I mean, I remember going to Regent Kathy Lee with my friend Gerard, who's now a writer on the show, and I said, you know that part in the trivia part at the beginning of the show? They're like, all right, we have, who was in the movie Top Gun? You know, and they go, oh, Tom Cruise? And they go, that's correct! Pick a chair between 1 and 300. And whoever you pick, they stand up in the audience, and the camera goes up to them, you share the luggage or whatever it is. So I said to my friend, I said, look, here's the deal. No matter what number they say, just stand up. And we'll be on TV. And so we're watching the thing, it's like, who was in the movie Top Gun? And they go, Tom Cruise. Like, that's correct! Now pick a number between 1 and 300. And we had the worst seats. 212 was our seat. And they go, number 36? And we stood up like, yeah! Oh my God! Yeah! and we stood up, and the camera came right to us. The camera came right over to us, and we were on television.
You're on television.
Yeah. So I'll never forget that. Thank you. Regis Philbin with my television break.
We want to do this. We want to thank Mr. Jimmy Fallon for taking time out of his Sunday and coming here today. This has been fantastic. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're the greatest.
Yo,
Thank you so much.
you're
Thanks for the interview.
Thank you
you guys so much. Enjoy the book. You guys are awesome. Have a great Sunday.
Thank you for coming.
Have
Thank
the
you
best
for those
day.
watching on the web. Enjoy.
Thanks, buddy.
Awesome, man. Thank you
That's
so much.
so fun.
That was
Thanks so much,
fantastic.
guys.
Thanks. And you make a mean Bloody Mary.
That's pretty good. I'm going to keep it. Yeah, it's very good. I like it a lot. Yeah, sure.